Hi guys, this is Malitha Fernandes and welcome back to a brand new episode of It's All About Money. So in today's episode, we will talk about the basic difference between having a savings account and a current account. And hopefully by the end of the episode, you will be in a better position to decide which of these accounts would work best for you. So let's get talking. Now, just in case you're new to my YouTube channel, then my last week's episode, I had spoken about the benefits of actually having a savings account, and the episode prior to that, I had spoken about what a savings account is, what are the parameters that you should consider if you're idly thinking of having a savings account, or even if you're thinking of having a second or your third savings account. So just in case you haven't watched that video, I would highly recommend you watch that video for a very simple reason, because understanding what a savings account is and the benefits attached to a savings account, that should put you in a much better position to understand this video when it comes to the comparisons between a savings account and a current account. And with that said, let's get talking and understand what these differences could be. Now let me start this video by giving you a very quick analogy. Now imagine if you needed to buy yourself a pair of shoes or a pair of flip-flops. Ideally what you would do is define the purpose that the shoe or the flip-flop has for you. And when I say that, what I really mean is, imagine if you had to go hiking, you would ideally consider buying hiking boots. And if you had to go run a marathon, you would ideally consider buying running shoes. Similarly, if you wanted to go down by the beach and if you needed a pair of flip-flops for that, you would ideally consider buying those. Now, just like the shoes and the flip-flops have a purpose to serve, so does your bank account. So it's a very good idea to first identify what's the purpose that the bank account is trying to serve you, and based on that you could make your analogies between a current account and a savings account and consider opening one of these accounts accordingly. Now there are two types of bank accounts. You have your current account and you have your savings account. Now both of these bank accounts serve a very different purpose, and hence they have their merits and their demerits. Now it really depends upon the user to first understand what is the problem that they are trying to resolve with these bank accounts, and then consider opening a bank account accordingly. Now let's dive right into understanding the differences between these two bank accounts. Now difference number A is the interest rate. Now within a savings account, like the name suggests, it's mainly for saving your money. And this money could be in the form of your salary, it could be in the form of your savings, it could be in the form of any funds that's actually sent across to you by your family members, and the money within your savings account stays with your savings account unless it is obviously spent by the individual. Now you also have the opportunity of earning an interest on your savings account, and now the interest rate for your savings account could be anywhere close to about say 2.5% to about 6%, which really depends upon which bank are you actually banking with. So earning an interest on your savings account is absolutely fantastic, and hence this is the most ideal option for people who are employed, people who are salaried, people who have consistent income coming into their savings account, in comparison to a current account, which is a no interest bearing account, which means that you earn absolute no interest for having money in your current account, and hence a current account serves a very different purpose. A current account is mainly for transactional purposes, and hence it's opted by companies, it's opted by firms, it is chosen by self-employed professionals, it is chosen by people who are in the supply chain management, and so on. Now difference number 2 is the transactional limit. Now with the savings account, the account holder is restricted to the number of transactions that they can do on a daily basis or on a monthly basis as well, as compared to a current account where there is a lot more flexibility. Now let's explain this point a bit more in detail. For instance, I hold a bank account with HDFC Bank and I have a savings account there. Now, as a savings account holder, I have a daily transactional limit of say about 2 lakh rupees with HDFC Bank. Now, just supposedly speaking, if I was a business owner and if I had to send more than 2 lakh rupees across to somebody else, I would not be able to do that from my HDFC savings account. Similarly, on a monthly transactional basis as well, I am allowed close to about 3 to 5 transactions without attracting any additional cost. Now, with the current account, however, there is a lot more flexibility. The number of transactions that you can do in a month is a lot more. And similarly, my daily transactional limit within my HDFC current account is close to about, say, 6 lakh rupees. Is why this is so much more a better option for business professionals, because imagine if you had to send your funds across from one bank account to another, especially for business purposes, and say it's more than 2 lakh rupees, and if you can't do that, the last thing that you want is it to cause a problem within your workflow. So ideally, a current account is so much more suited for business professionals who have larger amounts of funds that need to be sent across from one account to another, and who have multiple amount of transactions happening during the entire month as well. Now, difference number 3 is the minimum balance requirement. Now, both your savings account and your current account have a minimum balance requirement. Now, just in case you do not know what's a minimum balance requirement for a savings account, I would highly recommend that you watch my second video, which is how to actually go ahead and set up a savings account, because I have spoken about the minimum balance requirement in more detail. Now, coming back to this topic, which is understanding the minimum balance requirement for savings and a current account. Now, ideally for a savings account, the minimum balance requirement can go as low as, say, about 50 rupees to, say, it can go up to, say, 500 to 1000 to 2500 to about 25,000, depending upon what kind of a bank account do you actually hold with the bank. But on the other hand, for a current account, the minimum balance requirement is a lot higher in comparison to your savings account. So it's ideally a very good option to consider what's the main purpose that this bank account is actually going to solve. What are your incoming habits, what are your spending habits, and based on that, to identify which of these bank accounts would be more ideal or suitable for you. Now, both these accounts, may that be your savings account or may that be your current account, they both have their merits and their demerits, and they both have very different purposes to serve. But I do understand if there are a lot of our viewers out there, if you still have a confusion between which of these accounts is much more suitable for you, because you're a tad bit confused when it comes to the nature of your business and in regards to a lot more processes to understand, it would be a very good idea to possibly go down to your bank, speak to your banker face to face, kind of explain the banker the nature of the business that you have, the amount of transactions that you end up doing on a daily or a monthly basis, and they would be in a much better position to decide whether a savings account or a current account, which of them would be much more better suited for you. Now, the past year, which was 2020, has been massively challenging for a lot of us. But when it comes to my finances, if it's taught me anything, and that is to always have an emergency fund in place, so that it gives me the assurity that I've got my own back even if things work against me. Now, just in case you guys do not know what an emergency fund is, then I will be talking about an emergency fund in the next episode, and I will also let you guys out with some secrets on how to actually go ahead and save up for an emergency fund. So that episode would be out next Monday. And if you have found this video very helpful when it comes to the difference between a savings account and a current account, I would request you to kindly give this video a thumbs up. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, let me know which of these bank accounts do you hold, and are they serving the purpose for which you've actually signed up for. Do let me know in the comments section below, and I will come back next week with yet another fabulous episode. Till then, this is Malitha signing off, saying stay safe and God bless.